industry which is asked to bear the cost of our own punishment. And what do I mean by this? All right? You can go and fly in the airline. The security aspects are taken care of the government. You can fly, you can go to the railways, and of course it's a utility and it's a monopoly, but the government bears the cost, and so on. Every equivalent industry that has a billion plus connection of this scope and scale have a significant burden of compliance and security borne by the government. So here we had a situation where the government prescribed EMF, which is health hazards supposedly from our towers, right? Provided the health hazards, but did nothing to communicate this to the industry. And so when call drops happened, all right, we were faced with the norm of defending the government's safety norms. Right? So this needs to say that, look, if the consumer interests are there, and we absolutely support that, I'm saying is that in this issue of informing and communicating and educating, the government must play a significant role with addition to the responsibility of the consumer. And just one last point. Please understand that when you look at our consumer experience and tariff plans, and you talk about disclosure, in a prepaid environment, 95%, I'll tell you, what drives the marketing is your 30, 60, 90-day packages that are out there. All right? So it's not your tariff plan that has full nice disclosure. It's the next 30 days, oh, here's a bundle offer, and if I have to every 30 or 60 days begin to start disaggregating and telling folks how it's comparable to every other packages that is out there, we'll have to sit and talk about this, because that's where a big bulk of the pricing, because remember, in a prepaid environment, in what has happened, it may change, the average recharge, 40+% of the average recharge is 10 rupees. Right? So we have to ask the dynamics in our market and ask, what does disclosure mean in this context? Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mathews, as always, brilliant interventions. I think just two important points which we take home with, I don't think we really have answers to your questions at this platform right now. I think the important point about the fact that it has to be inclusive in terms of looking at the whole value chain. And I think your point is very well noted about the fact that where and who will take on the burden of getting this information. And it just cannot be left to the telcos alone. I think that point is well noted. And I think the second is we also have to have the role of the regulators and the government playing a very critical role in this whole initiative. So I think those are two important points. And I think that's one of the intentions of this initiative is